vocal, because I tell people, you know, this is what's happening, this is what's really happening, you know, and I've been doing that since Waco. I've been attacked in much the same ways that the Tea Parties and the and even the Oath Keepers, our own police and soldiers, are being attacked now and demonized by the mainstream media. And on my end, things keep happening in such a way. Trucks blow up, computers go down, guns are stolen, property bought and stolen. Had my whole ISP purchased by a corporation that ran it for 2 months and then shut it down. It took me almost 2 months after I got out of the hospital to get my Free American domain back. Now, a friend of mine told me one time, you know, do you know it's statistically impossible for one person to have this much bad luck. And because of many of my the attacks on me have come from the ADL and SPLC, I really felt I had it kind of narrowed down. But I want to share, I'm going to play a clip for you real quick and for the audience, and then I want to get your comments on it.
Sounds good.
And this is the theory of electronic harassment and organized gang stalking. Now, I've heard this on the internet 2 or 3 times.
Hello, friends. The U.S. intelligence agencies, in conjunction with DARPA, Stanford Research Institute, Los Alamos National Laboratory, and companies like Raytheon and Lockheed, have set up a counterinsurgency war that is taking place on a worldwide basis, aimed at potential enemies such as political activists and whistleblowers. These targets are generally people with a very high IQ who are capable of influencing the people around them, as well as having a history of political activism. This counterinsurgency war that is being waged against these individuals is portrayed as a type of a stalking game, the most dangerous game, perhaps called Watch Him Run, or some such game, that is taking place on the internet so that people can observe the targets using DARPA-created tracking technology, GPS technology, and RFID that follows the target everywhere they go, in their home, their car, their place of work, or even in cross-continental travel, anywhere on the surface of the earth.
Now, let me stop it there for a moment. Two points here. One, I volunteered for Vietnam, 64, and applied for OCS.
Hello, friends. The U.S.
I applied for OCS, John, and I was turned down. I didn't get it, and I was pretty outraged. I went in and pounded on the desk. I want to know why I didn't get OCS. I've never failed a test. The test was about 8 hours long. And the sergeant there said, "You didn't fail a test. You scored so high on the test they won't let you be an officer because they think you will question orders."
Mm-hmm.
And the accidents that happened to me, the people getting shot around me, were all tied to my cell phone. In other words, if somebody's listening to my cell phone, they knew exactly where I was going to be, what time I was going to be there, and so they had a surprise waiting for me, in my opinion. I mean, at first I didn't think that. I thought, man, you know, just bad luck, you know, some little old lady with no insurance, drug charges and all that, you know, yeah, nailed me. But everything that's happened afterwards, this gentleman, which is this film is on my website, folks, so you can see that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. You can go to my website, freeamerican.com, and see this, and understand that this is what's been happening to me and others out there. I mean, you know.
Oh, it's already happening to really a lot of people, and we are just, you know, if I may leap in here, Clayton.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We discussed this a little bit. There's so much good information. It isn't about me, and it isn't about you. It's there's really a lot. There's a positive side to what's happening to us, even though when we view what's happening to us from our own personal view, we see that we're broke and out of money and losing support and being monkey wrenched by exactly the people that this video is talking about, the ADL and APAC and all the Jewish influences in the United States and elsewhere that are trying to derail constructive criticism of what's going on. Probably the most visible person now is Jane Burgermeister over in Austria, who did such great work on the vaccine hoax, and they're threatening to put her into jail because she's just talking about basic stuff about why we shouldn't take vaccines, which a lot of people already know to be true. So, I mean, we could get into a whine fest about the fact that we're not supporting ourselves by the efforts we are undertaking, but I think there's a good side to this, and I think maybe we're just getting to be a couple of old geezers, and maybe some people in the younger generation are providing better information than we're providing. This has been a tough thing for me to admit, but as I look on the internet, and I see now in recent weeks, actually, the incredible avalanche of protest and questioning that is occurring on the part of the American people, particularly in regard to states' rights, the immigration issue, the oil situation in the Gulf of Mexico, the phony wars. There is so much good information coming out from so many different places that maybe we shouldn't be whining too much about not getting support.
Yeah, you know, that would be fine, except my truck blew up coming into Tucson. Both air conditioners in my trailer are going out here simultaneously, and I've never even used them both at the same time. They're going out simultaneously.
Well, yeah. I'm sure. I mean, you have a long record, really a vivid record of being sabotaged, and so have I. It's not as glaring as yours, although we've both run into trouble with women. But what I'm saying is that I'm beginning to understand in my own small way that it isn't about me. It isn't about me getting support as much as I'd like it, and I do get a little support, but it's really about the people who are providing the really cutting edge information are the ones who are getting the support. There are all these great new websites of people that are putting out fantastic news roundups, and we're trying to do, you and me are trying to do the same kind of thing we've always done, and that's important, but I think now there are a lot more people doing that. There's, you know, the website like Florida Oil Spill Law, and all these other fantastic websites and new pieces of information that are coming out now about 9/11 and about Israel. And I think that you and I can both take a lot of pride, even though this won't feed us, but we can both have a lot of pride in opening up avenues of thought that didn't previously exist because they were cut short by the Jewish media machine. But what's happening now is somewhat as a result of the work that we've done in the past, there are more people on our wavelength, and the resources of people who are supporting our efforts are spread a lot thinner now. And while we may bemoan the fact that we're losing a lot of support, I don't think that support is going away from us as much as it's going into new and sometimes better producers